So this is a really interesting story about how our elections work. People are trying to circumvent the shittiness, and I like it. Bill granting Oregon's Electoral College votes to national popular vote winner heads to governor's desk. So as of right now, as of the time that this segment is being done, I do not know if the governor has signed it, okay? So I guess we will see on that front. However, so far, get this, 14 states and Washington, D.C. have joined this pact. So, this is a way to, without literally eliminating the Electoral College, effectively eliminate the Electoral College. That's what this is. So the bill also notes that if the legislation is passed, it won't take effect until a number of states already do it as well. So in other words, until a number of states that would equal the majority of the Electoral College's 538 votes joins the agreement, then it doesn't take effect until that point. So there has to be enough of an agreement with various states that, yes, we think that the person who wins the popular vote should win the election. And then when you have that number of states that have agreed to that have the majority of the Electoral College votes, then it all goes into effect. So right now you have 14 states in Washington, D.C. I don't know the sum total of the electoral votes that we have already to this point, but it's in the realm of possibility. Like, it is conceivable we get to a point where we have enough of the people joining this, and by the way, it's called the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact. It is conceivable we get to that point, and then we actually have a system where the person who wins the popular vote wins the election. That is necessary. 100%. 100%. Anybody who wants to argue against that, fine. Argue against it till you're blue in the face. But just know, at the end of the day, these are rationalizations for a system where the person with fewer votes wins. That's what it is. That's what you're in favor of. Now, you could try to dress it up and say, oh my God, but we don't want to underrepresent rural places. Oh, you mean the places where there are fewer people? There's less people there, bro. Is it fair that they don't get an equal say? Is it fair when people get the representation of one person, one vote? Yes. Yes, it is. Should Wyoming, have the same number of senators as California? California has a population of 76 quadrillion, and Wyoming has a population of 4. So that's a slightly different argument because now we're talking about senators, but, it's the same general principle at work here. Anybody who's not in favor of the popular vote winning, fine, but just understand and be prepared to defend the idea that the person with fewer votes should win the election, because that fundamentally is the argument. That's what it is. That's what it is. There's no getting around that. That's the argument you're making. So, yes, I think the person that has the most votes should win. I think that is democracy. And I think that's not even a very difficult issue. And I think the country would be a lot better off if we did that. And just know that there are 5 times it's happened in U.S. history. You could say, hey, that's a relatively small number. But most of them are in the modern era. So Donald Trump won the Electoral College. He didn't win the popular vote. George W. Bush. He won the Electoral College, but not the popular vote. So it's all like, think about how different history would be if we just had one person, one vote. If we just had popular vote wins. So I love this move, man. I love this move. And I love the way they're doing it because I think it could win. I think when you go state by state and you act on this, I think it could win for sure. By the same token, I think we need to get money out of politics through the states to get a constitutional amendment. And you can actually succeed that way because the states are less corrupt than the federal government. And you could even convince many conservatives because most of them agree corruption's bad as well. So anyway, I thought I'd give you, an update on this and give you a story about what's happening with national elections and how through the states they're impacting them. And I think this is a step in the right direction.